Shri Guru Shri Yutapad Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vintam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Samhitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Sri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Back to you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice Prabhu. I can see a lot of bhakti and divinity in the chanting Haribol to you. So devotees, we are on chapter 7 and Krishna has explained some of very important significant verses. In 7:4, he talked about, he's telling Arjuna about his what is that Bhinna Prakriti, meaning the material nature. And then he refers to that as Apara, meaning inferior. And he explains what are all he is talking about the the 5 gross elements and the 3 subtle elements, and how he is the source of those Bhinna Prakriti. Then in 7:5, he is talking about Param Prakriti, which is the Jiva Bhutam, which we are, the spirit soul. So it's very fascinating to understand what is Krishna saying about the different energies. And eventually we'll get to chapter 13. We won't read it today, but I just wanted to show that Krishna is going to explain little more detailedly what is this Mahabhutam and what is Ahankara. Is going to spell out everything. I've been told by many devotees, chapter 13 is probably one of the most technical chapters. So anyhow, we will very soon will come into that. We'll go there. But today, we have to understand that Krishna has already spoken about the material energy. Then he has also spoken about the spiritual energy, which is called the marginal energy, Tatashta Shakti. On Friday, I showed, displayed a slide. Maybe after we read this verse with the synonyms and translation purport, we can very briefly recap the slide. so that we are all on the same page. Just to reaffirm, even my understanding is correct. Krishna has got several layers of energies. But the main energies that we are it's spoken in the Bhagavad Gita is obviously the absolute spiritual energy, the Antaranga Shakti. Then the external energy is the Bahiranga Shakti, which is the material. And then in between those two, there is a third energy, which is the Tathasha Shakti, which we are. Partially, we are a combination of spirit and material. But Krishna has already explained that the material energy, it is his lower energy. The material world cannot function by itself. Nothing. It has got no relevance, no value at all. And he is explaining in 7.5 that unless and until it gets the direction, connection from the spirit, which is the Jiva Bhutam, then only it can function. And then obviously the highest level is Krishna himself, as the supreme energy, Sachitananda. So let's read the devotees 7.6. Who would like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can try. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandat Pranam, all goes to Srila. Etad yonenik bhutani sarvante upadharaya aham Kristasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayastata. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good. So maybe one Mataji, one Prabhu can also read. I'm seeing, let us see, is Radha Mataji is here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam,
would we be enlightened to hear your voice? You can read one time, Mataji.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhuji. Yetad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham krishnasya jagataha prabhava pralayasthatha. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Let us see who else. Maybe Karthik Prabhu, you want to read? Or maybe
Prabhuji, Prabhu, I'm driving, Prabhu.
Right. I couldn't. Okay.
Prabhuji, I can read.
Please, Prabhu.
Krishna devotees, Dandat Pranam. Etad yonini bhutani sarvaniti upadharayo aham krishnasya jagato prabhava pralayasthatha. Hare Krishna.
Very good, Prabhu. Very good. So devotees, as we normally do, one devotee can read the synonyms translation and the other devotee can read the purport, not a long purport. We can then discuss it.
I can read.
Please, go ahead.
Etat, these two natures, Yonini, whose source of birth, Bhutani, everything created, Sarvani, all, Iti, thus, Upadharaya, no, Aham, I, Krishnasya, all inclusive, Krishnasya, all inclusive, Jagata, of the world, Prabhava, the source of manifestation, Pralaya, annihilation, Tatha, as well as translation by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. All created beings have their source in these two natures. All of that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution.
Haribol. Hare Krishna. Purport, maybe I know Shalini Mataji would like to read, right?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood because that superior energy, spirit soul, is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the super soul Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine to manifest the gigantic universal form, are originally two energies of the Lord, and consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything. A fragmental part and parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of a big skyscraper, a big factory, or even a big city, but he cannot be the cause of a big universe. The cause of the big universe is the big soul or the super soul, and Krishna, the supreme, is the cause of both the big and small souls. Therefore, he is the original cause of all this. This is confirmed in the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13, Nityo Nityanam Chetas Chetas Chetanas Chetananam. Hare Krishna. So, what I understand from here is that Prabhupada is explaining that basically the first thing is the spirit. It is not that matter is turning into spirit. Really, the spirit is first, and then because of the presence of the spirit, things grow from, like people grow from a boyhood to childhood, boyhood to a teenager to an adult person. But basically, that presence of the spirit is that is what is driving that growth. And then he goes on to explain that a person can be the cause for a factory or a shop or anything that is small, but they cannot be the cause of the creation itself, the creation of the universe itself. And ultimately, Krishna or the super soul is the main cause behind all causes, which is why, like big, small, all kinds of souls are even caused because of the presence of Krishna. I think I understood this much, Prabhuji. You can add more. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. That's a wonderful understanding and explanation of Prabhupada's purport. One thing, we will take more comments. The main essence of what Krishna is trying to say is that he is the source of all material as well as all spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. So that is what we need to understand, that even though Krishna is entirely spiritual, he is also the owner. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna doesn't per se, he doesn't have much interaction with the material world. That's why he has created the entire system of the karma and the three modes of nature and Mahamaya and so on. But if we are sincere, if we want to surrender spiritually, he will then interact. Otherwise, he doesn't intervene in the material. He just creates and that's done. The Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, Garbha Dakshaya Vishnu, and Shira Dakshaya Vishnu, that is what they do. There is all creations all the time. There is individual universe, multiple universe. Then Shira Dakshaya Vishnu will enter each and every atom, each and every entity in all this infinite universes. Each universe is being held by Garbha Dakshaya Vishnu. So, but Krishna doesn't necessarily interact with those material elements unless we invite him with our pure heart. That is where the soul, our individual soul, Jivatma, if we show that bhakti, then he will interfere in the material activity. Otherwise, we are bound by just the material Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. It will go on eternally. Every Chatur Yuga, again the Satya Yuga will begin. Then after one day of Brahma, there will be some annihilation, there will be some dissolution. Everything below Swargaloka will be changed. And then 100 years of Brahma, everything will be changed. The entire universe will change. So it's a lot of technicalities involved. The question here is that, what shall we do today? In May 2025, what is our goal. What should be our goal? We know that Krishna has said that he is the source of everything. So why not we take some more comment? Maybe I can show very briefly the slide that I had displayed on Friday. But devotees, please share some thoughts what Krishna is saying here in it.
So I have a question. It's somewhat related to like what you mentioned, right? At the end of 100 years of Brahma. So like in this material world, what we are able to see, everything, like all living entities, they have different ages, right? Like some people die young, some people grow old and then die. Some die as infants. But for the universe that we live in, right, the one created by our Brahma, like is it how how is it that it's a fixed duration of time and we know that this is it, and then every time the 100 years is completed, then it just goes away?
So if I understand your question, you are saying, how do we know when Brahma gets 100 years? Is it what is it? Or?
No. So like I cannot predict how long I will live, right? I don't know what my age will be, right? But for the universe, how do we know it's always fixed to the 100 years only? Like not more, not less.
See, if I understand again, I'm not very clear with the question. But see, we are going to be taking birth again and again until we can keep on coming back until Brahma's 100 years. Krishna will allow
But
that.
I think Mataji is asking, like, our term is not 100 years perfect because some people die in 50 years, 40 years, 10 years
Right.
of birth. But Brahma always lives for 100 years. That's what I think Mataji is asking.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because Brahma is directly created by Krishna. So that is the cycle of Krishna's creation. So from Brahma, everything, the Jiva Tattva begins. So he's giving an opportunity to all the Jivas to go through this experience of, whether it is, we call it one Chatur Yuga or just one Yuga, or if you want to even enjoy the 100 years of Brahma, it's a time duration. Krishna is giving that. Krishna has fixed Brahma's time as 100 years, and for us also is giving Brahma's years. If you want, we can keep on coming back. It's up to us. The only difference is that Brahma may not change in his 100 years, but we will have to go through a lot of changes every time. Every day there is a change in our body. Does it make? Is it a reasonable response, Mataji? Or?
Yes, no, definitely. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So from Brahma, Brahma is the topmost for the material world, which is called the Satya Loka. So even Brahma has got a timeline, even though it's a very, very long. I know we might have discussed this quite a few times. Is life is 100 years is about 311 point something trillion years. That is what is duration. Very long, right? And in between this, there is so many things will happen. There will be like one kalpa is one day. There will be like 1,000 cycles of Chatur Yuga. We are now in the Kali Yuga. So we are in the fourth Yuga of a Chatur Yuga. Like this 1,000 times, that is like almost like 4.32 billion years. That is just half a day. Like 12 hours of Brahma. So very long. But here the point is that we can also keep coming back. I mean, Brahma doesn't come, but if you want, we can also live until 312 years. The question is that do we really want to live in this material world for such long time? Baldesa Prabhu, what do you think?
So, can you rephrase the question again?
Do we really want to live that long?
No,
Like
Prabhuji.
Brahma? Huh?
No, Prabhuji. Because first of all, we are not Brahma. We are not that high quality. And second of all, like the thing is that even like we can do some bhakti, we'll get another chance. We don't know if we live that long, another chance will be having again or not. And in this matter, actually staying that long is not a good idea also. The very chance of falling down again and again and getting stuck. So as quick as you can finish your job, go back. That is a safest way. That is my understanding.
Yeah, that's correct, Prabhu. See, again, Mataji, this creation is also, it's an eternal creation. Meaning, even though material world is temporary, again, Garbhadakshay Vishnu will again create. Karanadakshay will be he will be creating so many universes again. After 100 years of Brahma, a new Brahma will be appointed. A new Indra will be appointed. So they change every manmantra, they change by Indra. And I believe the next Indra would be Bali Maharaj. So this is all, it's a cycle created by Krishna. Now we may ask, why is Krishna making this complicated, or what do you all think, devotees? Could you have kept this much more easier? Or easy? I think we have to take this like he's so merciful, he's giving us so much time. Right? But we don't want it. In this, especially, in the Kali Yuga itself, let alone 312 trillion years, let's talk about this Yuga, which is Kali Yuga. I believe we still have about 430,000 years. Can anyone in this group can even think what will be the condition at the end of the 430,000 years? And Bhagavatam says it's not going to be pleasant at all. It will be complete chaotic situation. Even now we feel that life is chaotic. But there will be a lot of ups and downs. And Srila Prabhupada said that we still have about a good 5,000 years to continue our spiritual path and so on. But these are all too complex, because it is, Kali Yuga is degrading every moment. That is the quality of Kali Yuga. It's not a good time, but one good quality in Kali Yuga is that the time is short, but there is a tremendous opportunity to reach the highest platform, Goloka Vrindavan, in this lifetime. It is like, which is the busiest airport, devotees, in the world?
Can you repeat it one more time, Prabhuji?
Which is the busiest airport in the world?
Heathrow, London Airport, I think.
Atlanta. I don't know. I think it's Atlanta. I think. I believe it is Atlanta airport is, I think it's the busiest airport. I could be wrong. But it is something like that. It's a messy place, but you get flight to the destination that you want. You'll get all flights from Atlanta. So, like this, the Bhuloka, this material world, the one good thing is that we can get direct ticket to Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna Loka. That's the biggest advantage of being in this, at this moment, being part of the Kali Yuga. Otherwise, Kali Yuga is going to be very, very troublesome. Very, very troublesome. Bhagavatam lists out almost like 25 elements of the end of Kali Yuga, very, very chaotic. There won't be any God concept at all. No consciousness, no God consciousness. The average life of human beings will be around maybe 25. It may be, we may be thinking, the medical field and the modern amenities are extending the lifestyle. But when you compare it to our previous yuga, this is nothing. 100 years is nothing, right? Out of 100 years, the quality, healthy life is even much reduced. So we definitely not in a better situation at all. Very limited time, but great opportunity to go back to Godhead. So, devotees, I would like to show my slide one more time, but before then, let us take a couple more comments. How about our Raghu Prabhu is quiet?
Yeah,
Prabhu, you want to...
you'll have to excuse me. My voice is not up to the mark today.
Oh,
So
okay.
I cannot much.
Okay, okay. Prabhu, are you okay?
I'm going through yeah, I have some because of the weather, I have some allergies and I've been affected. So I'm taking some medication, hope to get better soon.
We'll pray for your fast and full recovery, Prabhu. Haribol.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see who else can share more thought. Maybe Subal Prabhu or Radha Mataji, is she still here or she left?
He's here.
It is either Prabhu or Mataji. Subal Prabhu or Radha Mataji.
I will let her tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, very wonderful, Prabhu. You are explaining very nicely. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay. So we will very briefly, I thought it may be a good idea to recap what we discussed on Friday. Let us see. Devotees, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So I thought I'll just create this one. Devotees, this is not what Krishna is talking about in 7.4 and eventually in the subsequent chapters like chapter 13. I just mixed couple of different concepts. The original thing Krishna is talking about is the Sankhya philosophy. There is not a really, the mention of Krishna is not there. They call it Purusha, which is the spiritual, energy. And then they come down like, the material world. It starts from, they have the soul, Atma is there in all the concept. Then from the material energy starts from this Ahamkara, right? So this is the 24 Sankhya, they call it, in the Sankhya philosophy. There is 25 here. There is 25 elements here. Like when we see the 5 Panchabhutas, the gross elements, then out of the Panchabhutas, then there is the 5 Tanmatras, the sound, touch, form, flavor, smell, etc. Then we have the Karma Indriyas, the hands, feet, speech, the organ of generation, etc. Then the Jnana Indriyas, the eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin. Then here is the Manas, which is the mind. Mind has got again 2 or 3 layers. The mind, intelligence, and intellect. Then this is all covered by this false ego. Once if we remove this, the Ahankara, then I think the Atma gets completely purified. Atma is already purified. It's part and parcel of Krishna. But it regains its, full exposure. So let us see. This is what is Krishna saying in 7.4. Binna Prakriti. Binna means it is Krishna's energy, only separated energy. So this is actually called Bahiranga Shakti, right here. So then in 7.5, he's talking about the Param Prakriti, which is the marginal energy, Tatashta Shakti. Then here is Krishna on the top. There are 3 layers here. This is completely spiritual skies. Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha, Ayodhya, and so many other spiritual skies are here. And it is completely spiritual, no tinge of material aspect at all. So Krishna is the supreme lord of all the spiritual world. This his internal energy is called the Antaranga Shakti. And out of that, one of the main Shakti is the Hiladani Shakti, which is our dearmost Srimati Radharani, the Ananda potency, the complete happiness, Satchitananda. So she's the owner of that Ananda potency. So this is completely spiritual. The down portion is completely material. As I mentioned in the beginning, this material energy has got really no value at all, unless it gets interaction from the, which is the Param Prakriti energy, which Krishna calls as a Jiva Bhutam. So unless the Jiva Bhutam interacts, the Atma can control the material, not the otherwise. The matter cannot control spirit, for sure. We can try. For example, a dead body can have the eye, ear, nose, tongue, hands, everything, but it's not functional at all. Nothing will work. None of these indriyas will work unless it has got the soul, which is Krishna. So Krishna is there everywhere. And Garbhodakshay Vishnu is there, Shirodakshay Vishnu is there, even in this material energy. He is there. But unless we get the Atma, the material energy will not work, it will not function. So we are hanging in the middle. We have part of Krishna, fully spiritual, our soul, and we are also covered with all this material 24, not 24, at least a good 23 material energies we are covered. And then our goal is to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. The best way to do that is we are a combination of spirit and material. How can we become 100% spiritual? That is what is the entire Krishna consciousness process. That's what we are trying to do. The more and more we invite Krishna, make us completely spiritual, and go back to Godhead. Otherwise, we won't. In spiritual world, there is no place for material energy at all. It's all only Krishna. Complete, the Bhagavan he has also got a body. It's the Satchit Ananda. His body is not like ours, but the Shama Sundara form. This can be much better understood when we come to chapter 12. Krishna will, verse by verse, he will explain how he can be understood. So we should take his instruction in chapter 12 too. He would say that the best way to interact, worship him, is just as Krishna, Shama Sundar Krishna, here, as is displaying at that time to Arjuna. If you are not able to do that, he gives several other options, but not, why should we go for that? Let's aim big. Right, devotees? What do you all think? When we have an opportunity, let us just aim for Krishna. That's it. One shot from this, mess to completely Krishna. Any questions, devotees?
I have one question. So I'm just wondering why it's called marginal energy. Its Atma is part and parcel of the Supreme, right? So why is it called marginal? I mean, you have a superior energy, then you have an inferior energy, and then, yeah, I guess I want to know why it's called marginal.
The reason being, Prabhu, this can go either way. At this moment, we can be in this status for a very long time. It is, I think that the word Tatashta means it is almost like the seashore, that is what Tatashta meaning. So the end of the sea is always attached to the shore. So unless and until we go to the middle of the ocean, which is the Supreme Lord, we are going to be always like in the seashore, sometime on the land, sometime the waves all go back, and we are part of the water, we are part of the land, neither there nor here, the seashore. Right? So that is why it is called marginal. Marginal meaning it is neither, complete, nor it's completely immaterial. It is somewhere in the middle. So we have an opportunity to either just remain like this for a very, very long time, even at the end of Brahma's 311 trillion years. If you're not going to think about Krishna, and if you're not going to really surrender, what will happen is that we will all be taken by Mahavishnu. He'll keep us in his body for another how many years? 311 trillion years in darkness. And then again we have to take birth. And then again this will continue forever. So this can be also eternal. This entire process can be eternal too. But if you really want, we know some information of what we need, we can go back to Godhead, be with Krishna forever. Again, in Krishna also, now what is happening, Prabhu? Did that answer your question, Prabhu? The marginal energy?
Yeah, I understand. It's once you're liberated, then you're no longer dangling between the superior energy and the inferior energy, and you become part of the superior energy. Once you're liberated.
Absolutely, yeah. Right now we are in the middle. So what is happening here? Part of Krishna's Antaranga Shakti is also the Maya. Maya has got dual role to play. When Maya is here in the material world, she is referred to as Mahamaya. And Krishna, whenever Krishna appears, Mahamaya also appears, and she controls the entire material world. Mahamaya, actually, she is not bad. It is like a jailer, like a controller of a jail. The controller of a jail cannot be criticized or condemned. It is we have to condemn ourselves because we wanted this. The prisoners are the problem, not the controller. So here, the Mahamaya is trying to keep us. It is said that the Maya generally, Maya has got again two roles. One is the Yoga Maya on the spiritual platform, and the Mahamaya on the material platform. In both Mayas, many times, both Yogamaya and Mahamaya, they will conceal Krishna. Any idea, devotees, why Yogamaya and Mahamaya both are trying to conceal Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, the Mahamaya is it's not conducive for bhakti, because when Kamsa touched the Devi Durga, when she was born in, she was found by Kamsa in the Mathura jail. As soon as he touched Devi Durga, she became Mahamaya, because Kamsa has no faith on Krishna. Whereas when Devi Durga was in Gokul, that time she was Yogamaya. But when she touched by Kamsa, she became Mahamaya. So it's context specific, Prabhuji, the Yogamaya and Mahamaya. So Yogamaya means who connect devotees with Krishna, but Mahamaya is totally opposite. That's what I know, Prabhuji.
Okay, if I make that's a good understanding. If I make a small correction, Mahamaya is not, she's like I was explaining, she is a controller of the prison. The job of the jailer, the superintendent, is not bad. He's not bad. His job is to make sure the prisoner gets better, meaning they get cured of the disease of their criminal activities. So it's a very important activity. Krishna only, if we read the Bhagavatam completely, Krishna assigned this wonderful task to Durga Devi, and he says that everybody will praise her in the name of Durga, Bhavani, and so on. And it's a very important role she's playing. We should not, but we don't worship Durga Devi because we have a higher purpose. But Durga Devi per se is not bad because she's a filter system. Her job is to conceal Krishna from us so that we get purified. Meaning, otherwise, see, we are like the prisoners. So she's trying to keep the freedom away from us. Krishna is the freedom. And once if we really start for freedom, then she will remove all the Maya and then Yog Maya will take over from there, take us to Krishna. But even Yoga Maya, it is said that sometimes she will also conceal. Conceal means she will cover Krishna. She will not make everybody, even for example, Yashoda Maya. She deliberately, Yoga Maya, put a screen in her memory that she could not remember anything about Krishna because Krishna wants Yashoda Maya to have more nectar of devotion. She's there, but he wants her to have more. So, I mean, Acharyas have explained that both, sometime even the Yoga Maya would also conceal Krishna so that the devotees won't be able to see Krishna fully, but that is a very high level of spiritual activity. Here also the Mahamaya is trying to conceal Krishna from us so that we go through all this, chaotic situation so that we at least understand about Krishna at some time. And if you're serious, even Mahamaya will let us go and Yoga Maya will take over. Does it make sense, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you said, Prabhuji, the Yogmaya and Mahamaya, both, that means both are not favorable to bhakti. That's what you mean?
No. Yoga Maya also sometimes will not allow devotees to see Krishna to increase their devotion, to take it to another level of ecstatic devotion. Okay. And here Mahamaya also is not right now, she's not allowing us to see Krishna because she wants to make sure that we qualify, we become more purified. Like a prisoner, the jailer wants everybody to be corrected, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing, Mahamaya. She wants first to make sure that we all get corrected. Once if we get corrected, then she will allow us to take over by Yogamaya. Then Yogamaya will take it. But what I am trying to say is that Yogamaya also sometimes will restrict the devotees' view of Krishna fully because Krishna wants to increase that devotion even higher. Like, for example, Yashoda Maya. Yashoda Maya, when she saw Krishna's mouth, she could see all the universes, but she could not remember that. But it was the job of Yogamaya for her to kind of not to remember that particular pastime. Does it make sense, Mukaji?
Okay, yeah. Okay,
yeah. But both are working for Krishna. Both Mahamaya and Yogamaya both are working for Krishna only. One in a corrective position, one is an incremental. The Yogamaya wants to increase the level of devotion towards Krishna. But they are already in the spiritual platform. They are all Nitya Siddhas. Yashodamaya, Nandamara, they are all Nitya Siddhas. But to give them more devotion, Yogamaya will put a curtain so that, for example, Yashoda always thought that Krishna was her son. She never interacted with Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So that is also part of Yogamaya to concealing the full quality of Krishna. Because Krishna wants that. He wants that kind of a nectar, the motherly, Vatsalya, bhav. He wants to enjoy that also. So maybe to just make sure that whatever I was trying to say is clear, the job of Mahamaya is also very critical. meaning her job is to make sure that we get purified from this material anarthas and we become the pure soul so that we can go back to God. The role is the same. Yogamaya also is trying to increase the level of devotion. Mahamaya also is trying to increase the level of devotion, but in a different way. The process is slightly different. The goal is the same. The goal for both Mahamaya and Yogamaya is ultimately that we should all go hear more and more devotion on the Yogamaya, on the spiritual world, on the material world, get purified, go back to Krishna. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, because Prabhuji, till today I know that Mahamaya is not Mahamaya actually take away devotees from bhakti, and Yogamaya is actually helping devotees to get better, as you explained. But now I know that both of them are in the spiritual platform, and their roles are different each other.
Yeah, actually, the Mahamaya works more with the material world only as a corrective measure. So that it's a test, right? Like an examiner giving a test to the students. That is what is Mahamaya trying to do. And this has only been done under the guidance of Krishna only. That is why Mahamaya is so powerful, because this has been sanctioned only by Krishna. She's not against, or she's not another power other than Krishna. It is only Krishna's energy. That's why it's so powerful. Krishna wants only pure devotees in the spiritual world. So Mahamaya makes sure that the devotees become pure. That's why we are bogged down with so many material elements, in the material world. And she wants to make sure that we pass all the tests, we become Shuddha Bhaktas, and we reach the level of Krishna Prema.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any more comments, devotees?
So, Prabhuji, as a conclusion, as you're explaining,
Yeah.
Yogamaya increases rashas in the spiritual world between the devotees and Krishna, and Mahamaya in the material world guide the devotees to go back to the Godhead and to be part of the rasha. Back to Prabhuji.
That's correct, Prabhuji. Yeah. That's correct. Ultimately, the end result goal is that both Mayas are trying to make sure that we all go back. One is already there, but to increase more devotion towards Krishna. And in the material world, Mahamaya is making sure that we get elevated to that level. Any more thought, devotees, or shall we go to the next verse? Oh, it's already 8:55. Shalini Mataji, any question, or you're good?
I'm actually still trying to understand fully the part that you said about Yog Maya, like hiding Krishna. My understanding was also similar to Bhaswati Mataji, where uh, like Yog Maya will help us get closer to Krishna, and Mahamaya will keep us away and like busy with like money and house and car and everything else, material things.
Mataji, Yogmaya, Mahamaya is all one and the same. But the Mahamaya is trying to, as I said, she's trying to make sure that we qualify to go even to Yogmaya. That's it. Simple. It is one and the same. It's not different. It is only the Krishna's creation that when they interact in the spiritual world, it's called Yogamaya. The same Maya, when it interacts in the material world, it's called Mahamaya. It's one and the same. So for us, we really don't have to interact with Mahamaya. The best way is that we interact with, correct, that's also correct, that we interact with Yogamaya. But the best thing is to surrender to Krishna. Then Mahamaya will understand that we have purified. Then we don't have to be bothered about the material, all the anarthas and the material three modes of nature. And then Yogamaya will even more facilitate to take us to Krishna.
Got it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that is why we don't really worship Mahamaya, but we have to understand the role of Maya is to just make us purified. She's a filter system, that's it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one time, like I was thinking about like trying to like understand all of everything that I'm learning in these classes, right? So, like, is it fair assessment if we think about it this way, like just how like we can do a virtual reality, like specs, and then we can go and play a video game, like or be on a swing, and just in 3D, we are going on a swing and going on a swing, right? At that moment, we don't really understand that we are um, in a amusement park or something. We are just busy in that, like whatever specs we've put on, whatever is going on in that 3D ride or something, we are, just so involved with it that like, is this world similar where we are really like our real true body spirit is outside of this material world, but we've worn this specs of material, nature so long that we've forgotten that we really like reside outside of this material world, and we are just busy with like mundane things that we can see, things, smell, touch, everything. Did I confuse you with my question, Prabhuji?
Little bit, definitely.
So like, how in a 3D ride you put on like, your glasses, and suppose you're on an avatar ride or, the Jurassic Park. Then after you wear those glasses, you cannot see like outside of those glasses. You can just see that world that they're showing you, projecting in the 3D glass. Is this world that we reside in, is that also similar, that we've been wearing this material glass for so long that we totally forgot like where we really like exist, and we are just thinking that we live in that Jurassic Park that we can see?
Yeah, many acharyas have kind of explained in that way also. This whole material world is, again, the Maya thing, it's a kind of a glass that we have. Once if that is removed, we become, the pure Atma or the soul. Then we understand who we are. That's the main thing, Once if you understand, right now, still we are not able to understand who we are. Even though theoretically it seems that we are the eternal soul, but we have not realized the knowledge. That is what Krishna was saying in, I think, 7:2 or 3, that the jnana has to be put into vijnana. We have not done that. So until then, yeah, it is... in fact, the entire philosophy of Advaita is something similar to what you are saying. They say everything is illusion.
That's what, like, I listen to these terms and like, the definition and the way, like, about Maya, but I was never able to like really comprehend what is it really. And then I'm thinking, like, is it like this, that we've been in that, like Jurassic Park ride for so long that we forgot we really, like, we are wearing glasses and we just think that Jurassic World is our world. So.
But there are certain flaws in that kind of a philosophy. I don't have time today. I have another slide, maybe tomorrow. I can little bit explain about the different philosophies, like the Advaita, the Visishta Advaita, Dvaita, and so on. The Advaita philosophy is somewhat similar to what you are saying. They're saying that this Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, that is what Shankaracharya said, meaning this Brahman is the only thing that is truth. This Jagat, meaning the material world, is all false. It is not even real. So, but there are some very serious flaws in that kind of a concept. The main flaw is that if this Jagat is completely false, completely dream, okay, if it is completely unreal, then what about karma? Is there something called karma or not?
Yes.
Right, we have karma, right? So why do we now again the Advaita philosophers would say even that is a dream. They're saying in a dream you met with an accident. Because of that accident you were in hospital for many times. That is also a dream. It is a sequence of dream after dream. They say only when you awaken from the dream, then you will get into reality. You will become the pure Brahman. That is the concept. But we don't. I personally don't. Follow or. That's not a complete philosophy. This philosophy given by Shankaracharya, as later on, it has been negated by very, very many acharyas. Bhaskara Acharya, then Ramanujacharya, then Madhvacharya, then our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with the Achinta Beda Abeda. He said that, yeah, it is like almost like unreal, but it is not. It is not, it's very difficult to even comprehend. But saying that this is all just unreal, I think the better phrase would be the understanding that this is everything is wrong. That much we can agree with Advaita philosophy. Meaning, we should not think that this is the reality. Does it make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. And I'm looking forward to that.
Understand. Yeah, but this is real. But we should understand that we have much more to go because we are eternal souls. We do not belong to this incomplete material world. That should be our understanding. But this entire world is just a dream that I think everybody, as I said, Madhvacharya does not affirm that kind of a philosophy.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for explaining. Very helpful.
Yeah, it is our understanding is unreal, but everything else is real. Otherwise, we won't have karma. Why would Krishna has to come and give an instruction? Is Krishna giving instruction in a dream? Not at all. Arjuna is seeing Krishna. Mahabharat war happened. It is that all cannot be dreamed. It cannot be all unreal. But this is what is the Atma, that understanding is unreal. That when we get, let's say we are looking at the sun is not unreal, but we are thinking that we are part of the sun only. That is the problem. We are actually part and parcel of Krishna. That is the best understanding. The sun could be unreal. In the sense, it is also partial after some time. It will be also changed. So our understanding is unreal, but all the happening is real. That is my understanding. Devotees, Vasant Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So just a small comment about this question, that there is a story of Mithila Naresh, Janak Maharaj. And Janak Maharaj was sleeping, and when he was sleeping, he got a dream that he in a dream he thought that he lost his all kingdom and all his Aishwarya, and then he became like a beggar, and then he was asking for the food to one of the watchmen of some other kingdom, and that watchman gave him some rice or khichdi. And then Janak Maharaj was trying to eat, and all of a sudden, two ram or the bullock, they came fighting, and then they hit Janak Maharaj, and Janak Maharaj lost all his khichdi. But at the same time, he also woke up, and everyone were like, Janak Maharaj ki jai ho. And so Janak Maharaj thought that what is really real, whether I am the Janak Maharaj is the real, or whether I am a beggar, but I'm dreaming about the Janak Maharaj. That is real. So he did not know, and he asked this question to his all Vidwans who were sitting in his Mithila Nagri, but no one could answer. Eventually, Astavakra Maharaj, Astavakra Rishi, he came and he answered this question. He was a Trikal Gnani, and he answered this question that, hey Janak Maharaj, that whatever you dream, that was also false, and whatever you are seeing currently, that is also false. And Janak Maharaj asked him questions, and then Astavakra Rishi gave him an answer, and that is actually known as Astavakra Gita. That is another Gita which is not sung by our Lord Krishna, but that was the one all questions what he answered. And that was about again goes back to Advaita, Advaita. Uh, I'm forgetting the word, or I'm looking for the word, but that's again goes back to the same way. So he mentioned that this is also false, or this is also dream. He was in a dream and he was a beggar, that was also dream. But what he's thinking currently, that he is the king, but that is also a dream. Now yes, it's the virtual reality where we do karma, but those karmas are Sanchit karma versus Tatkal karma, and the Tatkal karma is the one where we are going to get immediately our fruit. For example, if we are thirsty and we drink water and our thirst goes away, but then the Sanchit karma, we are putting money in the bank, just for example, and then that money is going to multiply multiple times, just the same way. Whatever we are doing currently, it goes with the soul. Our bhakti and our impression goes with the soul. And so it is going to continue to go till ultimately we go back to Godhead or Golakadam. And that's what I understood from one of the other story from Sankaracharya Maharaj and Janak Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Please correct me, Prabhuji. It's just my
Yeah, I mean, this
have a
is
little
this
knowledge.
is a little complex subject matter, Prabhu. But one thing is sure: if our activities cannot be unreal, otherwise, how will you even get sanchita karma? There is no karma. If everything is a dream, where is the karma then? There's nothing called kanchita karma or prarabdha karma, because everything is a dream. In dream, you don't accumulate karmas at all, right? So there is definitely a little challenging concept with the Advaita philosophy, and Ramanujacharya has negated that. He said that this Jagat is not mithya, it is only satya, but the understanding is not real. There is a difference between you thinking that this is your house versus there is no house. It's a big difference. There is a house, but you don't belong to that house. That is the proper understanding. So Ramanujacharya is saying we cannot say there is no house. There is a material world, but we are not part of it. That is what is called the understanding that this house is unreal for me because I don't belong here. So the difference between Advaita saying there is no house at all, which is the material world. The Ramanujacharya and definitely Madhvacharya, they are saying there is a house, definitely, very distinct, but we are not part of the house. So devotees, it's already 9:10. It's a very fascinating, interesting subject matter. Maybe we can discuss a little more tomorrow about the realization of the material platform. And we see the only thing I would like to conclude is that if everything is unreal, then Krishna is also unreal.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I just?
Sure.
No, I think you explained it very nicely, Prabhu, and I think it's definitely a really good question. I think we have covered some technical concepts today about Yogamaya and Mahamaya, as well as this particular question about that Shalini Mataji has asked. I think Mataji, the analogy that you have driven, in this example that you gave about we being in the virtual world, I think what I have realized is that a more appropriate analogy that we can derive is of a prisoner being in a prison, and he got so used to being in prison that he forgot about his real home, outside the prison. And I think that analogy, the prison is real, the home is real, and the prisoner is also real. And so I think I feel like that analogy perfectly depicts our current position. It's like a prisoner being in a prison, but are unaware that our real home is outside this prison. And until the time we get really used to, we are sometimes like we're so attached to this material world, or a prisoner being attached to the day-to-day prisoner life, that he's not even thinking that there is a much better life outside the prison. I think that's a more appropriate analogy, is what I feel, considering us as spirit souls. And I think in the context of this also, like the role that Mahamaya plays and the Yogamaya plays, I think as a guardian of the prison, I think these examples can they could be better understood with this analogy, is what I thought. Just wanted to share.
Yes, very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, very good, Prabhu. Yeah, we can discuss a little more tomorrow, devotees. Maybe the first 10 minutes we can discuss about what is real, what is not real. It's a huge topic. It cannot be discussed in 10 minutes or even in 10 classes, because there is a whole philosophy they are following for many, many centuries and many yugas. People are following certain types of philosophy. So we will try to, within our limited experience and knowledge, we can spend some time tomorrow. And then anyhow, the last 3 verses are very important. Krishna has talked about his material energy. Krishna has talked about his spiritual energy. And then he's saying that he is the source, that we have to be, we have to understand that Krishna is the source of both material as well as spiritual. And of course, the Tathastra Shakti also, the marginal. He is the source of everything. He is the owner of everything. So with that, shall we conclude here, devotees, and maybe discuss a little more tomorrow? And I just wanted to check with the Baldev Prabhu and Subal Prabhu. Prabhuji, shall we take a week off from Wednesday through the following Tuesday for our Bhagavad Gita study session?
Yeah, Prabhuji, because there will be a lot of Sindhu is coming and then Sangha. Sure, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because on Wednesday, Thursday, we have Prabhuji, Hari Prasad Prabhuji coming. Devotees, if you're in the Tampa area, there are 2 programs, one on Wednesday in the new Tampa area, then followed by on Thursday in the Brandon, Lithia area. Very highly elevated devotees, senior devotee, very good in Sanskrit.
Prabhuji, it is on Tuesday, right, Prabhuji? If I'm not mistaken, Tuesday in Sri Shilpa Mataji's house, right, Prabhuji?
Tuesday?
I don't know, Prabhuji. If I'm mistaken, maybe I might be mistaken. I have a lot going on.
No, it's Wednesday. Sushil
And
Mama.
21st and 22nd, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Wednesday is at Sushilpa Mataji. Thursday, Nainabram Prabhuji. And Friday, many of you are going to Orlando for the Sadhu Sangha program, right? So, and next Tuesday, His Holiness Danavir Maharaj will be here. It is a good opportunity for all of us to seek his blessing. He'll give a brief, katha, his association at Ruby Mataji's house, Ruby Mataji Upendra Prabhuji's house, on Tuesday, 27, from 5 p.m. So I think we can resume. Tomorrow we can do the Bhagavad Gita. Then next Wednesday we can pick it up. Okay, devotees.
So
we'll
this
conclude.
whole week after tomorrow, there's no Bhagavad Gita class, right, Prabhuji?
Yes. That's
Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
okay. Vanchikalpaturbhisya kripa sindhya evacha patitanam pavnabhyo vaishnaveभ्यो namo namaः. ISKCON Campus Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Bhagavad Gita as it is study ki jai.
Yeah.
Sridhama Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ram Prabhuji and Baldev Prabhuji, do we need to connect again, Prabhuji, Monday?
Connect what for, Prabhuji?
Monday, today's like temple project, Prabhuji.
Monday, 9 p.m. is okay. For a few minutes, 15 minutes probably.
We'll stay back, or you want me to connect again, Prabhuji?
We can connect again, Prabhu.
Yeah, let me reconnect.
Sure.